Morning, everybody. I am Staff Sergeant Kollasch, your Master Resilience Trainer for this block of instruction. I am recording this in the Kollasch Family Center for Resilience Excellence and Comprehensive Fitness. Other people, like my wife, like to call it the garage. Let me give you a tour real quick. We have the elliptical machine. We have the universal weight set. As you see, it gets a lot of use with the towels and the power bands hanging off of it. Over my shoulder here we have my bench press, and then over here we have my curl bar next to the paint cans. When I first started working out in here, I used to get very sick, and I thought it was just because of the exercise, but I found that airing the garage out in the morning for about 5 minutes before actually exercising here really cut down on the nausea, and that might have something to do with all the paint cans and gas cans and lighter fluid and other stuff that's in here. But beggars can't be choosers. And that ties right in with our lesson today in MRT, which is character strengths. The strengths that you want aren't necessarily the strengths that you have. And what you need to do is tailor the strengths you have to fit the person that you want to be. So let's immerse ourselves in comprehensive soldier fitness and MRT. Shall we? I think so. Next slide. We can think of character strengths as we think about this bench press weight set. Some people look at it as a burden to carry. Some people look at it as an obstacle to overcome. Some people look at it as a tool to help them succeed. Resilient people look at things the third way. Oh shit. Little help! We can think of character strengths like this elliptical machine. So, sometimes we want to hang on.
old saying, it doesn't matter what the problem is. A plumber will use a wrench to fix it, while a carpenter will use a hammer, or even that a writer will use a pen, and a doctor will use a stethoscope. Why do you think that is? Maybe it's because these tools are what they are most comfortable using. Think how uncomfortable they would be if we switched their tools. Now imagine that instead of talking about physical tools, we considered personality traits as tools that they use to solve a problem. These tools include perseverance, appreciation of beauty and excellence, creativity, and good judgment. Just like before, they use these traits because they are most comfortable with them and do them well. We call these character strengths. You have them too. While one character strength is not necessarily better than another, we believe it is best using a handful of character strengths more often than the others. In this module, we will talk about how to identify character strengths in yourself and in others. Be aware of the shadow sides of our character strengths. Being able to recognize the best of yourself and the best of others will make you and your unit stronger and more resilient.
In this module, we will be talking about character strengths, which are measured with the Values in Action survey. This survey leads to a report called a VIA Character Strengths Profile. You can complete this survey online to identify your own character strengths. It will take you about 30 minutes, and it will help to make this module more meaningful to you. We suggest that you do so now, using the link provided below. However, maybe you don't have either the time to complete the survey or an online connection to the internet. Not to worry. We are going to provide you with examples along the way. You can still get plenty out of this module and learn about yourself as we go. Ready?
Character strengths are about being who we are at our very best. Understanding character strengths is the B in the Be No Do model of leadership. Understanding who we are as people is the first step in understanding how we will use our knowledge, experience, education, and skills, and what we can and will do as a current or future leader. The following is a list of 24 character strengths that are valued across cultures and time. They are grouped into 6 larger categories called virtues. This is only one way of looking at character strengths. There are many others. Army Corps values are also character strengths. See any similarities?
Let's consider Fred, our fictional example. Here is Fred's ranking of his character strengths.
Top character strengths are called your signature character strengths. These are the character strengths you use most comfortably. When using a signature character strength, you will feel as if you are being true to yourself. You will also feel energized and ready for more, rather than depleted. Finally, no one has to remind you to use a signature character strength. The motivation comes from within. What are your top signature character strengths? Click the link for a list of character strengths and their definitions. What were your top signature character strengths according to the VIA survey? Here's Here's a list that shows the ranking of the 24 character strengths from a sample of approximately 84,000 people who took the VIA survey. These character strengths are listed in the order of most frequently observed and not by their value. For example, self-control and self-regulation is a valuable character strength, but has the lowest frequency in the general population. How do your top character strengths compare to others shown here? How do you think a population of soldiers would differ from the general population in VIA survey results? Click the link to see what we found so far. Call upon any of your character strengths at any time. So just because you might have a lower score on a given strength doesn't mean it's a weakness for you. Are there any character strengths that you scored low on but value highly? If yes, you might choose to work to develop that character strength. For example, one way people develop the strength of hope and optimism is by reflecting on 3 good things that happen to them at the end of each day. In the spaces provided, list any character strengths that you might choose to develop. Indicate how developing that strength might be valuable to you.
We can use our character strengths to be the best we can be, but we can also use them in a negative way. Each character strength has a shadow side that can limit you or get you into trouble. Do you remember the old Geico commercial in which Honest Abe's wife asks him if she looks fat in her dress? Because he's so honest, he of course answers yes. This commercial illustrates perfectly the shadow side of the character strength, which is honesty. It's important to be aware of the shadow sides of your character strengths, because when you misuse them, you can unintentionally tear people down, embarrass them, or become that one-trick pony with nothing new to offer. How about you? What are the shadow sides of your character strengths? Take a moment to describe possible shadow sides of your strengths.
Let's take an in-depth look at Fred's character strength, love of learning, and the shadow sides that he might encounter with it.
Now, let's hear what these soldiers have to say about their own character strengths and their shadow sides.
We took about finding out what our strengths were, and we have our top 5. And with us taking that survey, a lot of people have an idea of what it's going to read or what's going to come out and what their top 5 are, but it's always great to have that list. And when I looked at my top 5, like I had gratitude and social intelligence and faith, I think was one of mine. Gosh, what were my other 2? One was diligence, and I can't think of the last one. But it really puts in perspective that once you have those down on paper and you're not only thinking that this is something I'm good at, but obviously it's something you enjoy, it's one of your strengths, you should take this and move forward. And whatever you're doing, it helps me because I believe in telling everyone please and thank you for anything. Like if I send an email, it's going to say thank you. If I'm sending a text, it's going to say thank you. And I always make sure my soldiers know that I appreciate what they do, because what they're doing is going to make me look good as well. I appreciate your work, same way you guys are going to appreciate me being here. And getting a coin or getting a medal or a ribbon can almost equate to just a thank you, but people forget it so often. Like, I love to get thanked. Like, I feel appreciated for something I did, and it's overlooked, like, in society, just period. Huge, huge, huge one of mine. That was, like, number 1 for me, was gratitude. I'm always thankful. Because social intelligence was another one of mine. I'm really good with people. I don't know why. I'm really good at influencing people and being able to communicate very well. And military and civilian wise, I always keep my door open if I have even like a private. It's like, ma'am, I really got to talk to you about something. I am more than happy to take my time to talk to someone. And in the management position that I work for an airline, you obviously are all about customer service. I mean, that's what we're there for. And it's a lot of communication when you have people that may be upset about a flight or a delay or whatever. It makes you kind of come up with a different plan of action. Like, how can I improve from where I am right now? If I know these are what I'm good at, what I enjoy, how can I make it better?
That way, what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. And when you feel like what your weaknesses are, fix them. Be okay with fixing them. Understand that it's going to make you a better person. You're not weak for it. If anything, it's building your character. It's building you as a person and what you can do with other people. Builds a better leader, builds a better family member, a better friend. And in your strengths, do things that can enhance that. If you have talents, or if you're a good instructor, if you're good at talking, teach other people. Or, if you're good at with sports, go be a coach. Do things that really enhance who you are. Because if you do things every day and you can see, like I said before, the blessings that you have and things that you're good at and focus on that, it perpetuates goodness throughout the rest of your life, whether you think so or not. But really just taking the time to know yourself and be okay with changing things and be proud of who you are and go with it. It might not be what the person next to you is or the soldier next to you, what they're good at or, what they excel at, but that's okay because you are who you are, and just focus on that and take pride in it and take ownership of what you do, good and bad.
Consider for a moment if you combine the character strengths of many people. What would the result look like? Say, for example, your unit. How do you think the character strengths of the various people in your unit could work together? Identify character strengths of various individuals in your own unit. Then, describe how you think this combination of individual strengths work together to benefit the group as a whole. If you would like to, you can print your work when you are complete.
Take a moment to complete this quiz.
this module, we discussed how to identify character strengths in yourself and in others to recognize the best of yourself and the best of others. Be aware of the shadow sides of our character strengths. Remember, your signature character strengths will give you energy and motivation, so discover them and use them.